let's talk about all the books that I read in April. 10 books this month that were all over the board in terms of genre and ratings. And I polled you guys over on Instagram and you said you wanted me to go in ranking order. So we will start with my lowest rated book of the month and work our way all the way up to the highest, which means we will start with This Story Might Save Your Life. I gave this book 2 stars. It was really just blah for me from beginning to end. I did the entire thing on audio. I still was not a fan of it. It just felt like every other mystery book I've ever read in my life. But if it is on your TBR, I do encourage you to still read it because a lot of people really did love it. Then we have Twilight Falls. This is the 4th book in the Shady Hollow series. I gave this book 2.5 stars. You guys know how much I adore this series where every single character is a woodland creature that lives in a tiny little town called Shady Hollow. This one specifically felt a little bit simple compared to the other 3, but I do love the series as a whole. We'll definitely be finishing it. And we have Silver Girl by Ellen Hildebrand. I gave this 3 stars and this was my 30th Ellen Hildebrand novel. Of all of the ones that I have read, it's just not a standout for me personally, but as always, I do just love every single thing she writes. I only have 5 of her books left, and once I finish them, I will be doing more updated Ellen videos, but in the meantime, you can go on my Instagram highlights and click on the Ellen FAQ highlight. That will give you my mini Ellen guide as well as my current ranking, and I think it'll hold you over until the end of the summer. I also gave 3 stars to The Infinite Sadness of Small Appliances. This is basically a modern day retelling of The Brave Little Toaster. This will have you wanting to give your Roomba a hug and then also kind of side-eye all of your other household appliances. It was around 200 pages, great palette cleanser if you're in the market. And we have Bluebird Gold by Daphne Perry. I gave this 3.5 stars. You guys know me and Daphne Perry. I love the way this woman writes romance. It's so well done. It's not cringy, and she adds a whole extra level of mystery suspense to it that just takes them to a whole nother level. I also read Into the Blue by Emma Brody. This is the romance book that is taking the internet by storm right now. I ended up giving it 4 stars. As a whole, I really did enjoy the story. The TV show aspect of the book definitely lost me at times, so if you're reading it and you're also feeling confused by that, definitely push through. I was in the same boat as you, but I feel like the ending definitely made up for the confusion. 4.5 stars for the book of the moment, which is Yesteryear. This book was such a wild ride that I did not want to get off of. I honestly feel like saying too much about this book takes away from the plot of it. I went into it knowing a little bit of the premise, but then was totally blindsided by the ending, and I want you to be too, so I'm gonna stop yapping. I also read Beneath by Ariel Sullivan. This is the prequel to Conform, which is one of my favorite books that I read last year. Ariel Sullivan is blessing us with 9 books total in these 3 different trilogies that are all gonna be interconnected in a very kind of confusing way that I'm not even gonna try to explain to you here. But I can tell you right now, I'm along for the ride. I will be reading them all in publication order and can't wait to just keep you guys posted along the way. We have the book I just finished yesterday, which is Wayward Girls by Susan Wiggs. This is a historical fiction book that is loosely based on a true story where we follow 6 girls and this story of vows sisterhood in a Catholic girls reform school. I'm a massive fan of historical fiction. This book had me fully pulled in from the first page all the way up until the last. There's nothing better than finding a new author to put on your radar because Susan Wiggs, I think we're about to become very good friends. So those are all the books that I read in April. Feel free to let us all know your top read of April. Bye.